Hey. What's going on, guys? All right, so we got a 2 minute head start to the live stream here. And you know what time it is? It's 2 o'clock. Time to make some money. Now, let's go ahead and look at Redbox here. If you guys aren't convinced that 1348 is a solid strategy and you're playing Redbox and you're sitting here wondering, where should I take in my money? Well, our chart literally printed out resistance for you. And once you saw that, you knew it was time to go. Why? Because as pertaining to the strategy, you had RSI break significantly below its moving average, and it is now trending down. And let me go ahead and mute the Discord bleeps here, right? But you see it trending down. Shaft trend signaled a sell, and we are printing some reds here on the MACD while the MACD line crossed below the signal line here. And there we go. Now, what can happen? Well, as long as RSI remains below 50, this trend continues. Currently sitting on the 48, and we would have to go ahead and say, like, it respected the 13 for some time on the come down. Will it respect the 48? We will wait for the indicators to let us know. All right, so guys, if you played Redbox and made some money, congratulations. I just want to say what's up to Nano, what's up to John, Ryan, Joseph, Diamond Dog, Copacetic, Chris Burton, Darkest Dicks in the West. What's going on? Now, I also want to clue you guys in as to what we're doing here. We are building out this curriculum one video at a time so that you become familiar with the strategy. Now, this will apply to those who are just getting started and for those who need a refresher. And we will continue to build on this curriculum, and you will be guided video after video as we make a very simple strategy a little more complex, but still simple nonetheless, right? So, John, what's going on? Derek, let's fucking go. Derek says making cash on a rainy day, it's different. And you know what you're going to do? You're going to go to the Single Moms Club and you're going to make it rain in there too. You know, just tell them Review Dork sent you. They know the name. Okay, let's go ahead and get to the charts here because it's afternoon. It's Friday. There's been blood, a lot of blood. And you know what? They're trying to clean up the evidence. The SPY currently at 391.25, literally moving sideways. All right. Let's see. 3 out of 4 off. Got greedy. Lost today's wins. You gotta stop being greedy. Guys, we're gonna drive this home every day, every afternoon. 5-10%, all you need. That's it. Okay? Let that stack. You're not going to get rich in a day, but you will lose your portfolio in a day. And more importantly, you will lose your gains if you get greedy. Okay? Look, opportunity will always exist. You will always make money. Don't get greedy because greed will work against you always. And the market isn't supporting greed. The market is trading sideways. All right? So let's keep that in mind. Now, let me go ahead and make sure that Short the VIX, the masked investor's got the link, and apparently he does. So we're waiting on him to join us on the live stream. But let's look at some of your plays here, and that's something I want to do. The market moved sideways. Definitely played 1348 textbook. Let's go ahead and look at Walmart, and we're going to look at Walmart. And we are going to go through the different time frames, and we're going to show you how it's done. Now, for those who need a refresher, first, let's start on the daily. What direction is Walmart going? It's going down. Let's go to the 4-hour. Which direction is Walmart going? Well, it's currently in a downtrend, but holding sideways. This can trick a lot of people, right? But it's great to always reference the daily so you get an idea of overall trend, then the 4 hours so you get a more immediate view of what the trend is. And then we go to the 5 minute. Now the 5 minute. Here's the deal. This call right here, you got this call in the 5 minute and it panned out. Definitely panned out. Now, we like to play puts when price is below the 200 EMA. So if you're entering on a call, you're entering with the expectation that it will hit resistance and then retrace. Now, you got to remember this. When price action is below the 200 EMA, it is certainly a separate play from when it is above the 200 EMA. Okay, so you know that this play ends here, but you probably shouldn't have taken it. There's not a lot of room here. Okay, and honest to God, this play from the beginning to its end does not really yield much profit here. I mean, we're talking 121 to 122. Walmart's a very stable stock and it's going to behave accordingly. But what you see here is more sideways action, making this move somewhat irrelevant. All right. You guys want to play absolute trends. And what we say is if price action is above the 200 EMA, that's when we're biased to calls. As it stands, we're biased to puts. And as you can see, you really don't have much range in profit. Okay. So Jade Smith says, can I gift a membership of 1348 Discord to my brother? You certainly can. Let's see. John says, building slowly but surely. Thanks for what you do. We appreciate you, John. Air Guy. Hello, my fellow 1348ers. Nice, nice. T-Bone, what's up? Dawn, what's up? Jade, what's up? Aaron, what's up? George, what's up? Let's see here. George, thanks. Gabe, thanks for all you do. Your transparency and candor are top notch. So is my foul mouth. It's a top notch mouth. All right, let's get back to the charts here. Darkest Dicks, what's going on? Let's go ahead and see what some other fan favorites have done today. So we're going to go into Tesla here. And, well, Tesla didn't give us much opportunity on the 5 minute. You were literally forced to play it on the 1 minute. The call was printed before market open, so was the put. But you guys know we do not play crossovers unless it happens before our eyes. You could then go ahead and switch on over to the 1 minute. And as you could see in the 1 minute, it certainly respects the rules. Now, we don't play calls until it is above the 200 EMA. But if you see an opportunity and you have a call, you definitely have to respect first levels of resistance. As you can see, definitely respect it while it moves sideways. You secure the bag until you wait for a better setup. And what is that setup? A full candle above the 200 EMA and a breakthrough resistance, of which it climbed and then it found another level. This is basically textbook 1348, guys. Okay. Now, you guys would want to go ahead and look at the indicators video as we talk about the RSI breaking over its moving average. And when it does so, especially when it's over 50, you tend to see boom boom candles. And, well, you see this rejection here. And shortly after, you get the warning from the RSI. When RSI breaks below its moving average, it's saying, yes, guys, we're in a downtrend. So could this have been a fake out? Quite possible. But this is on a 1 minute, and you guys know on the 1 minute, you move fast, right? Um, You know what? I probably should get a 1348 neon light. That would be dope as hell. Uh, Kendo Ivy says, man, seriously, thanks to your Discord, I feel like I'm reading the charts like the Matrix. That's a beautiful thing. And, again, hey, we don't have to overcomplicate the charts. We simplified it, created the system. You follow the system, you win 80% of the time. That's simple. Okay. Again, you guys want to learn? There will be more videos, currently 4 videos explaining how to get the chart once you're in the Discord, the indicators, right? And the introduction. So make use of it. It stands to be, yeah, it's a good refresher at times, right? James says joined the 1348 and getting things set up. That is dope. Okay, guys, back to the chart here. And we have our man. He's coming in. He needs no introduction. This man needs no introduction. And what he does need, what he does need is a bottle of something. So I'm not turning him on until he brings me a bottle of something. And sure enough, I'll turn him on. Let's get the man turned on. Well, I don't want to turn a man on, but you know what I mean. Let's enable him right now. This is hilarious. We're waiting for TMI. TMI is coming back with the drink. I, for one, have been sipping on Maker's Mark. I do have some 1942, but that's for a later date. And, oh, Jesus, the captain, Mr. I'll get your tools. Guys, make sure you go ahead and subscribe to this man. He actually has a YouTube channel, which comes pretty handy. He's actually a very good handyman. I'll get my tools.
Now we're talking.
Yeah. Okay. He's back. He is back. Oh.
That's what the girls call him, America's finest.
Dude. There's a little savagery because you're drinking out of tin.
Oh, of course.
And not a bottle.
Oh no. I got a little glass on the rocks. Original whiskey coming from Stillhouse. Cracking open fresh.
You know what we need?
Hit me.
A 1348 whiskey brand.
I know some people. I'm just saying. Cannabis brand. I was already trying to look out for that, but we'll talk about that in a bit. A whiskey brand. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. And so we would make it a day make it a thing that if you had a profitable day, we all gather around on live stream and take shots together up to 13.
I feel like that might turn into a very often occasion. we might be doing that on a weekly basis.
Ooh.
That's good, though. That's good.
Dope. Okay, man. So let's talk about some of your trades, what you do today, what you trade today, and then let's open it up to the Discord and cover some plays that they made, and or just we go ahead and we just keep nailing them in the head with the strategy. Because as long as you follow the strategy, you can't go wrong. And Diana, no, we're not. No, there's no 1348 Coke.
We had the talk. We had a discussion. We thought about it, and we thought it was probably not best for trading.
No, not for trading. Coke with trading? Ooh, not a good look. All right.
Now for Vegas, I'm just kidding.
What happens in Vegas stays in Vegas.
Exactly. Leave that one alone. Okay. So you know what? Let me pull up my chart too. And
all right, let's get your charts in here.
All right. So what I was looking at today was SPY on that way down. Okay. SPY today for me was one of those things that once it came off, and I have it on here on the 5-minute, once it came off that rejection there, and this is right at 950, That rejection off the 13 EMA on the 5 minute was splendid, right? So some people got in early, some people got in off the rip to taking quick scouts and whatnot. If you wait the first 15 minutes, amazing. If you wait the first, I'm going to see here, 40 minutes, 35 minutes, still amazing. SPY came down this morning so quickly before doing some sideways trading that the options were actually, depending on what you played, I played Monday. I played Monday options, right? But depending on what you played, you saw an increase of 100 to somebody said up to 400 and 450% off of those push this morning. It was stupendous, right? Absolutely love it.
Dope, 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 and dope. All right. Now, let's talk about the ticker of the day. What was the ticker of the day?
The ticker of the day. Oof, I don't know. We had a few of these different bad boys moving today. Let me just take a look here. I want to pull up NVIDIA because what I saw with NVIDIA today was some up and down action. So I'm going to pull this up in the 5 minute. Take a look at this. Rejection off the 30 there at 950. And for the next half an hour, 45 minutes, it just paid out. Now, that's not a trade that I took. It's a trade that I looked back on when I was already in the SPY trade. Like, oh, that would have paid out very well. That would have been a very profitable play here. Now, the only difference between SPY and NVIDIA was it came off of the 30 rejection instead of the 13. So I had to wait a little bit longer to get that rejection. So I didn't want to wait that long. Once I saw the SPY reject a bit earlier, I was like, okay, that's my trade. But had I waited for the NVIDIA trade to pop off that 30, that rejection came down just as fast, if not faster than SPY, which would have had the implied volatility just shoot up through the roof, right? So I missed that trade, but I think that would have been one of the plays of the day for sure.
That I'm looking at it. Let's go ahead and take a look at this here because this is actually a thing of beauty. What we're seeing here is basically some rim jobbing on a 13, and you had resistance come in right here. And I'm guessing this is right where the 30 was. You
Yep.
get that rejection right there. So you're coming on down. You're looking at this first level of support. But see, here's the thing. RSI is below 50. So you're still working with some confidence here, right? And in this entire move, you have the MACD crossing down and you have red here on the histogram. Even though it turned pink, that pink was a sideways move. And then there's a continuation. Even though the buyers were stepping in, and you could see that here on the histogram, the buyers were stepping in thinking this is as low as she can go. They stepped
Exactly.
in a little bit too early because the MACD was still way, way, way down.
And then
As
that rejection at what time is that? Right there. I'm gonna say around 10:30 after it came back up, right there. That level of support that was highlighted in the pre-market that worked as a level of resistance. Whenever I see support and resistance running in to like double team a candlestick with the 13 or 48 EMA, it's like a very, very, very strong signal. You get rejected from the support or resistance, plus the 13 EMA is also saying, yeah, get your ass back down there. Stocks just get rejected. It is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful.
beautifully, beautifully. All right. And then you get your exit point right when the RSI breaks above his moving average here. And you can see then you start seeing this upward trend ever so slightly. But this is when the buyers really started stepping in,
Oh, yeah.
right? And here we are. We are on the verge of a call printing, or maybe
And
not.
yeah, I love
Why?
I
The
love the fact
reason
that
why.
the low was met by a break of that 13 EMA like 5-10 minutes later.
Love it. Love it. Love it. Now, if I'm going to guess here, we're seeing that momentum here from the buyers is sort of kind of waning. And that will make sense, right?
Hmm.
If they all entered here, and let's see, that candle would be 169. If they all entered here and they're currently sitting here and they understand that the 48 is where rejection will happen, they are securing the bag. It's really that simple, right?
That's
We're
it.
playing base hits. We're playing base hits. So, as we talked about in previous live streams, what sends a stock down is profit taking and fear.
Hmm.
Profit taking and fear. So, when profit taking happens, the people who are still holding end up succumbing to fear, and then they start selling, and then we see the price going down. So that's what we're seeing here on on Nvidia here on the 5 minute. Now let's go ahead and wait this out because we could eventually see a crossover.
And it could be coming back to the upside. Yep.
we could. We
Now, the
could.
funny thing is, the last level of rejection there at around 150, 145 is almost the same level of rejection that it saw early in the morning at around 10:30. Like it's just almost at the exact same levels there, right? So I'm expecting there to be a little bit of a retest of whatever that level is. Yeah, right there, 172.34. That's almost the exact same level it saw early in the morning. So when it comes back again, that'll be the third attempt. I want to see if we can get a break over that level before it gets to the level of support right above it. If it gets over that previous level of resistance and gets that next level of support, I'm looking for that crossover, and you could see some beautiful green candles coming after that.
Beautiful, beautiful green candles. Now let's go ahead and take a look at the SPY. The SPY, everybody's favorite. And the SPY's sort of kind of telling the future right now. What's happening?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
see?
I think the SPY wants to run back up a little bit, right? Because I think what we saw was pricing of a CPI, and the market didn't fall through the floor. So what we could end up seeing is a little bit of a run up, and then we have potential rate hike fear coming in next week, and we'll see a dumping all over again. Like it's just this at this point in time, it's just like people are like, you know what? Let me just pull up the price a little bit here, so next time I dump it, I still make a lot of money. Somebody asked me a question. So when you have both support and resistance, and the EMAs is going through support or resistance, that's a strong signal. Just I want to clarify that. If I see the EMA as a potential level of resistance or a potential level where you could see some rejection coming up, and I also see support at that exact same level, yes, I would look at that as a stronger signal. Even if it's just 1% stronger, any additional edge of information you can get in the market, I would abide by, right? So if I see a level of support or resistance, historically speaking, off of these charts, technically they're there for a reason because you can highlight where you can see some friction, right? If that is also coming while you also see an EMA that you have been playing a rim off of, it's just cake, icing on the cake.
Icing on the cake. Now, what I did, guys, was I zoomed back to see if there was any historical level of resistance here, at least dating back 5 trading days. Sometimes I make the exception and go further out, especially if I see something there. I have not found anything. So, this is how, and guys, I will be taking this trade if it pans out.
Mm-hmm.
If we get this cross here, this
Oh, we taking
call,
trades?
yes, why not? I'm here to make money, bro. What's your problem?
That's the funniest thing. That is the funniest thing. Yesterday, I was chalking it up. I was calling it out. Didn't take many trades. I was like, you know what I need to do next time? I need to take these damn trades. I'm with you. I'm right there. Just take him.
All right. So while I'm taking a trade, you go ahead and talk about Fleshlight, and I'll let you know when I'm done, and then I'll take over the live stream, and then you can
Bet.
take your
Okay.
trade.
Cool.
You
So
know.
I'll talk about flashlight. I don't know too much about flashlights because obviously, it's my first time hearing about them. Flashlights do sound like a virgin's best friend. I don't know exactly how big these things are or how messy these things get, but it would come out a bit shocking to walk into somebody's bedroom and see a flashlight. Am I wrong?
Modern day American Pie.
Modern. Oh, that's nasty. That is something special. Modern day American Pie. I did see American Pie when I was younger, and homeboy was humping the pie, and I was like, "What are you doing?" He's like, That's what it's supposed to feel like." Like, okay, all right.
Okay, so this is what I'm looking at, TMI, and then you can feel free to chime in as well, right?
Hit me.
So I'm looking at this, and obviously, when price action is below the 200 EMA, we're biased to puts, right?
Hmm.
But if we're given an opportunity and we see that here goes a level of resistance that coincides with the 48 EMA here, right?
Yep.
And what I'm looking for, a couple of signals here. Now, the buyers are already telling us they're here, you see, and the MACD is trending upwards. As it stands, the MACD is in positive territory. We have 0.22 and 0.09 positive territory. So this trend is valid. What I'm looking for is a call to print, a candle to break above these levels, and RSI to tell me, let's go.
I
We
love it.
essentially want the RSI to reject itself off of its moving average and make the move to the upside. Otherwise, we have a continuation to the downside here because, well, we do not front run this cross, and we have that continuation. You could very well see it come right back down to 389.93, which is found to be comfort throughout most of the day. Okay, so we have an uncertain market. The question is, does the market want to make a quick buck before we enter the weekend? And so we're going to see how this pans out. What's your take on it, man?
So I'm looking at from two different perspectives, right? One perspective is what you're currently highlighting right here. So hold on a second, pull up my chart really quickly. It's on the same, it's on the exact same chart, same time frame. So let me see here. Gabe, pull up the chart really quickly.
Which chart?
A chart that I have in there.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah,
I'm
it's on
looking
the
at.
exact
Yeah,
same
I'm
time
getting
frame. Yeah,
cross-eyed
yeah.
here. I'm getting cross-eyed here. There you go, man. Take over.
I got you. All right. So what I'm looking at right here, guys, is very possibly a breakout pending, right? But we have two options here. We have this previous level of resistance that we saw, just like we were talking about with NVIDIA, right? Where if I pull up this level right here, we can see that the flat tops of the candle meet the low wicks here. So we have 392.46. This can either be a serious level of resistance that it looks like we're seeing a little bit of rejection from right now and another double top coming in here, or this could potentially be a setup to play. Now, what I would say is this. What I've been trying to do over the last few weeks here is basically compare a technical setup to the 1348 strategy. And what I would say is the 1348 strategy does not give a fuck about a technical setup. When this thing wants to go, it doesn't care if it's a double, triple, quadruple top. This thing fucking moves. It doesn't care. So historically, I would look at that like, you know what? This is potentially a quick double top. Let me just look up for some bearish action. But right now, I'm respecting what the EMAs are telling me, and I'm waiting to see if this cross comes through. I'm not getting in on puts. I'm not getting on bearish action. I'm staying on the sidelines, waiting for a cross. And then, if it does come out and you see if you can't move in the right direction, we'll move. That momentum, guys, does not play. Dan has got it. It does not play. No games, no feelings. It's just the fucking charts.
Whew. Woo! I love it. I love it. I love when he cursed, man. It kind of turns me on.
If I had $1 for every time I heard that,
I'm ready to let you take over with your rant. Now, what I want to do is talk about Redbox.
Mhm.
All right.
Oh, let's do that.
So
Let's do that. Let's run it. I'm in it. Let's go.
let's
Let's
go.
go. I'm not in
Redbox
it.
here.
Sorry, I'm not in it. I'm into the conversation. I'm not in it.
All right. So let's go ahead and look at Redbox here. It was the stock of the day. Now, if you're familiar with 1348, well, you've made a boatload of money because the 1348 told you. It wasn't DD, it wasn't your favorite YouTube personality, it was the charts. Now, we don't see any signals here. We see it pre-market, so therefore we do not play the signal. It is not valid. We can't go to the 1 minute, and this is where it gets exciting. So, we talk about not playing market open. You get the market, it's finding itself, it's finding itself, it's finding itself. It
Yep.
really didn't catch on till a little later in the morning, right? All this morning chop was hurting feelings, right? You really weren't getting an idea of what was going to happen until it happened. And
Yep.
that's what I love about the 1348. So you had the cross here, you were signaled a call. At first glance, we have resistance right there because that's what it was doing all morning. But you had RSI stay elevated. When you were signaled this signal here, you were well into the 60s, not just above the 50s, but 60s. So here you're very lenient as to what is going on. Now, here we see some engagement with its moving average. But if you look at the moving average, it is trending up. This is helping me stay in the play.
Right.
I'm also looking at the MACD, and it's doing exactly the same thing. There was a battle between the longs and the shorts here. You could see it, right? The longs were losing momentum. The shorts thought they were winning. The longs came back in and said, no, it's power hour. Okay,
That's
so
it.
sorry, I just made myself laugh. But you would have known when to exit. And your exit point is right here as we hit resistance. Right here as the RSI crosses below its moving average. Right here when the MACD crosses below the signal line. Right here when the shaft trend cycle tells you, hey, guys, it's sell time. Listen, what we love about the 1348 strategy is that it makes you accountable to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're not listening to the charts, you have no one to blame but yourself. Can't blame a YouTuber. Can't blame Shiny DD.
I love it.
Just blame yourself. The
I don't know
chart is
what
telling you what it's
you said.
doing.
Shiny D. I was like, if he says Shiny D and stops, then I don't know where you're going with that one. But no, you're dead on. I think so. Honestly, it's one of those things too, where it's like I look at the cross down for the first time on RDBX, where it came at around 1250, right? If you exited the play, if you bought call options and you made money and you exited the play on the first put signal, think about how much money you would have saved yourself holding on and waiting for the next run. You would have been sitting on the sidelines with cash in hand, profit in your account, looking like, you know what? I'm gonna go take my girl out. I'm gonna go shower, change, get ready for the weekend. I'm gonna go back to actually maybe doing my job. I'm going back to doing 1,001 things and not stressing about if this thing runs or if this thing dips or if you would have saved yourself probably 55 days of life anxiety by simply no longer being in the play because the very first P that you saw on the chart, which means bearish action. The momentum said, you know what? We're no longer in call territory like we have been for the last 3 hours. It's now in bearish territory. Somebody might look at this chart and say, hey, look, Redbox is starting to flag out. Maybe it is starting to flag out. But guess what? You don't have to stay in the play and watch the theta decay your options the whole time. You got the first peak? Get the fuck out. Sit in the sidelines, relax, and just watch the chart. Pick your spots. Pick your
Yeah,
spots.
because you know what the majority of the people were doing on Stock Twitch and Weeble? It's going to the moon. 20 this afternoon, I promise you. I was seeing comments just like that. And you know
I
what? That's hopium when we have the charts that says, guys, this is the reality of your play. Respect it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
And don't wait too long now, right? Don't wait too long. If the opportunity comes to get in and make some money, by all means, guys, make some money. You don't really have to care what the ticker says. You know, if the ticker is moving your direction, if odds are in your favor, if it makes money and makes sense, sure. But once it stops making money, it stops making sense. just get the fuck out.
I love it. I love it. If it doesn't make me money, it doesn't make sense.
That's
right?
it.
Just like if you're in a relationship with somebody and you're not fucking, it doesn't make sense.
What are you doing? I can get friends anywhere. You want to be friends? We can be friends. Yeah, I got lots of friends.
If you ain't fucking, no, it ain't worth it.
Stock Twitch is hilarious to watch. So there's that aspect of, well, relationships and fucking, but there's the aspect of the stocks that retail watches. Somebody asked me the other day, what would be a great cover call to potentially get into? And I literally said, it sounds horrible, but any stock that retail's watching is probably the most lucrative plays to sell cover calls because the options are not necessarily priced appropriately, right? Whenever you see a bunch of people like everyday people that don't have a bunch of money getting together to make a financial decision, there is usually a kicker. I don't know what the kicker is going to be. I don't know what the catalyst might be, but there's usually a kicker. Okay. Now, we call it the second shoe falling, right? If you're ever on social media, one quick second, guys. If you're ever on social media and you see something crazy happening, be aware. Everyone can see it. Everyone knows somebody's selling you something.
Here's the thing. If you saw it on social media, you saw it too late.
If you ain't early, you're late. 100%. 110%. You never just get it right. Nobody does. It's impossible. If you do get it
It's
right, you're the
impossible.
you're the 0.00001%. You got lucky. Don't do it again. You top tick something perfectly. You bomb tick something perfectly. Congratulations, you got lucky. You won the lottery. Don't do that shit again.
Exactly. Exactly. Wow. I like this TMI. You should drink that whiskey more often, bro.
Oh man, this thing is hitting. This thing is hitting.
All right. So here we have the SPY here on the 1 minute. We had this call print, and it's let's see what she's doing on the 5 minute here. The 5 minute is this is getting close. She could go sideways until close here. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't care. I don't care if it does. But you're looking at the chart and see one thing that the chart does really, really well, besides help you make money, is it helps you to stay out of a play. I think
Yes.
that is also like one of its best selling features is it keeps you out of a play, because if you see it run and you're late on that run, let's say your buddy calls you and says Redbox is running, and then you open up the chart on the 1348 and you see where that call printed, and they're just like, I don't know, momentum's thinning out here. I see some red on a histogram. Like, you know what, bro? The same for me right now. You're
That
making an
oh,
educated decision.
saying this play is not for me has got to be the most valuable phrase in stocks. That has got to be because literally there are you can literally get into any position with any stock at any point in time throughout the market. But just picking which plays are not for you is probably even more important than picking which plays are for you. Because everyone can see a decent, like now everyone in the Discord knows what time it is for good plays. But even with the plays that we do highlight that we are good, people will figure out, you know what? That's great. Not for me, but you guys can do that one. It's not for me though. Great. If it's not for you, don't touch it because if you're not confident, if you're not gonna be able to assertively get in, get out quickly, just leave it alone. Because it's not for you. It's not for you.
And the reason why I say that too is I see quite often you'll hear people say XYZ is running, and then you look at the chart, you're just like, no, it's not.
Mm-mm.
What are you talking about?
You know what that was? You know what that was? Let me just take a look for it really quickly. I want to see if that was SPY. I think it was SPY yesterday. Yeah, yesterday SPY opened down like 0.5%, right? Look at this. SPY in the pre-market is down here. It runs up a little bit, and everyone was like, "Oh, the SPY is ripping." I was like, "You wish the SPY was ripping. You wish the SPY was ripping." I'm looking at this on the 5 minute right now. I'm like, this thing got rejected from not even the 200 EMA. This thing got rejected from a ghost, from Casper. This is nowhere close to ripping right now, and it's still right on the day. Yes, it has some positive momentum. Great. Did it get a crossover? No. Is it above the 200 EMA? No. Did the RSI start looking very bullish 2 seconds ago? Maybe, maybe. But it crossed over 5 minutes later. Like it's it's wonderful to see people starting to realize these different pump fakes in the market. Somebody's over there saying, "Hey, watch over here," and they're gonna steal your money over here. Don't get caught slipping.
Absolutely. I love it. I love it. I love it. Now, I want to go ahead and well, you're looking at the same thing I'm looking at here. You got the SPY.
Yep.
Let's bring her on over. You're on the 5 minute there,
Yep.
right? And this is really when I see a stock moving sideways in the fashion that she's doing,
Mm-hmm.
I'm considering all support and resistance levels. And obviously, the 13 is acting as resistance, and the 13 is right there. So we have what we call an EMA sandwich.
Yes.
What is the leading indicator in this scenario? The leading indicator in this scenario will be the RSI. And
Let's
you
show you
look
right
at the
here.
RSI right there, right?
I'll make it
This,
bigger.
that's what she said. Um,
But you know what? Though it's funny because you're talking about the thigh gap. No thigh gap.
yeah,
No thigh gap with the EMAs, right? No thigh gap with the EMAs. But where you are getting thigh gap right now is with the RSI. And the RSI thigh gap is saying, not today. Don't do
not
it.
today.
Don't do
Don't
it.
do it. Don't do it. Don't do it.
Like every
My
irresponsible
God.
decision at 2 a.m. Don't do it. don't don't do it. All the irresponsible. Listen, if you were to take an Excel sheet of all the decisions that people have made, and rate them either as a good one or a bad one, and you were to look at the ones that were made between 2 and 4 a.m., 90% bad ones. If it's not
Mm-hmm.
sleep, 95% bad ones.
Mm-hmm.
It either gotta be sleep, or go pick up somebody who got into trouble. That might be a good one. If you have to pick up a friend, like ST Short the Fish went to pick me up when I came down to Orlando and I was lost. It was like 2 a.m. All right, cool. That's a good choice. That's fine. But outside of that, everything else, 2 to 4 a.m., bad choice. That's like getting into a play with no thigh gap.
Yeah, that's why, back in my rock star days, if someone asked me what you doing tonight, I would simply reply, you. Bad decisions made all night long.
Mind you, at the time though, good decisions. When reflecting upon those good decisions, bad decisions.
No, if my decision was made at 4 p.m. in the afternoon, it's a fucking great decision.
Right. Oh, okay, understood. Okay, so that's what. Okay, so that was your rockstar days. Mine was.
Yeah, that was putting my bad decision on layaway.
Listen, you ever get the text the you still up?
Where?
Any
What?
you still up?
Still up when?
No, the text. Like, so if you get a text and it says you still up? Question mark. Like, are you still up? If those text messages are ever sent to a phone in between 12 and 4 a.m., bad decision, bad choice.
No. I listen. I get those text messages at that time, and I know it's going to be a horrible experience
Oh yeah.
because chances are
Wait,
they're
sorry. You say
drunk.
you say horrible experience with a W or with the H?
Oh no. Both. It's a horrible decision. Okay. I mean, again, it's just driving this point home. You get that message at that time.
Uh huh.
They either need a ride. I'm no fucking Uber. And
What kind of ride you giving them?
or they're so drunk they're gonna throw up in your car. Not my Lambo, bitch. Or number three, the sex is just sloppy and it does not benefit you at all. At all. And then they wake up in the next morning like, what happened? That is a problem. What you mean, what happened? Well,
That's
what?
oh,
No,
that's
no, no.
that's the scariest question. That's the you talking about my nightmares.
Like,
That is a legit fear. What happened? What do you mean what happened? I don't know what happened. I'm what happened? I don't know what happened either. I'm just where am I? I don't know
fuck,
what
I look
happened
like Bill Cosby?
either.
I
No,
look,
don't do that. Don't do that. Don't bring that up. Don't bring that up.
I'm a review
That's
dork, not Bill Cosby. Don't ever ask me that question. What
I
happened?
didn't I don't know what happened either. I didn't do anything. I didn't touch anything. I'm just gonna lay down like this. I don't know what happened either.
Yeah, I'll record you touching yourself. Anyways. All right. So here we go. Like everything's flat right now, guys. And the beautiful thing about the 1348 and these EMAs here, right, is you can tell when the market's flat. And again, knowing that the market's flat, the indicators are just literally going wonky. It's very confused here, right? So we're above the moving average, below the moving average. We really don't have it's how many candles? One, two, three, four, five, six, seven. That is 35 minutes of just indecisiveness right now.
Also,
It
and that's what I want to say too. If you're respecting it, you're not doing anything yet. And like I said before, that double top kind of came in. It's on the 5 minute right now. That double top came in 5 minutes ago, right?
yes.
That one and then the other one right there came in. And if you got in on the downside, your theta is just decaying your options right now. Simply do fucking nothing. Just relax and just wait for the play to highlight itself. That's it.
That's it. That's it. You don't ever want to force a play that's not there. Do not force a play that is not there. Which brings me, all right, if you guys watched the Golden State game against Boston, you can see Golden State was They were literally forcing their shots. The play wasn't there; they were forcing it, and that's defense, right?
Yeah.
But what Golden State should have been doing was playing penetration, just like what we're expecting this candle to do right here. We are playing penetration, and here we go. We got this candle here. Not convinced just yet. We have to break through this level. You got massive consolidation here. You don't need to play if you don't need to play. Like you just don't. Um,
I like it. And you know what? We might end up seeing a little bit of a breakthrough here. This would be very nice if we did. Like I'm looking at this thinking to myself, we called it 20 minutes ago where it's like, hey, look, if the technical says something, that's great. I'm looking at that same RSI now. It just crossed back over.
yes, just cross back over.
Just crossed back over. So now I'm
So
looking for
we got this double top here, but it's higher highs and higher lows. So we got the higher highs, higher lows here. This is telling us that it's quite the freaking possibility she's going to break.
oh yeah.
Love it.
And if it
Love it.
does, we'll be ready. What time is it so far?
Absolutely.
It's not too late now. Oh, so actually, this is a great time. If I am ever playing in the afternoon on a day that SPY options expire, I typically will play, if I'm not already in a play, the next expiration date, which means for today, I'll either be playing Monday or even possibly Wednesday, depending on how strong I feel about a trade. But I will not be playing a daily on a Friday after 12 p.m. It's not going to happen. Right?
Yeah.
If you are playing on a Monday after 12 p.m., I'm typically going for a Wednesday. If I'm in at 11 o'clock, I'll wait for that play to be finished. Once I'm out that play, then I'm on. So if I'm in a play from like 11:30 to 12:30, fine. Outside of that, guys, try to get the extra date. Unless you really know what you're doing there and you're really comfortable saying, hey, look, this move is going to happen within this 5 to 10 minute time frame. Outside of that, theta decay for the daily option will kill it.
And that is all she wrote. So, guys, we're going to go ahead and cap this live stream. I have to get ready to do big boy things with the family.
Let's go.
All right. So, with that being said, I mean, TMI, you're more than free to go live on your channel or just take it easy and relax because it's approaching 3 o'clock.
I might,
Guys,
well, yeah, I might watch this cross for a few more minutes, and then if it doesn't work out, we'll probably take off the afternoon and get in some videos for the weekend, guys. Great freaking week. Love the new additions to the Discord. Hopefully, you guys are liking that as well. I mean, it's going to be fantastic for the next month. Well, for the next in perpetuity, really. But hopefully, we can have ourselves a great week next week with the new additional data for us to access. I'm gonna be excited for that shit for sure.
oh, yes, yes, and yes. Next week is going to be a whole different week. Just entirely different. I'm excited for it. All right, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in, TMI. Thanks for coming on in, brother. As always, like, you're fucking awesome. With or without that whiskey.
We got it. Oh, we're gonna bring the whiskey back on Fridays. I like the whiskey on Fridays.
Oh, there you go, brother. All right, guys.